Hi everyone. My vlogs are becoming much more spread apart, which I guess is good because there's not as much stuff going on. I wanted to check in about Scanxiety, even when it comes to the dentist, and also the fact that I'm tallying on my little chalkboard. I have now gone 6 days, minus one short little episode of no hot flashes at all. Um, I've been on Celexa for just about 2 months because I've gone through like one refill. In the beginning, they weren't going to keep me on it because I wasn't really seeing much of a change. If anything, I had more night sweats being on the Celexa. My body in general, if you've been following along with all my vlogs, is a little slow in the uptake for lots of things. My body just reacts differently than the average Joe when it comes to most medications. So even though in the beginning this Alexa wasn't really giving me the results I was hoping it would, I'm still on gabapentin. But it seems like the combination of those are all kind of sorting themselves out now. So I'm on tamoxifen if you're new to these vlogs. I am actually reaching my 4-year diagnose. I hate saying diagnosis-versary because it sounds like it's like you're celebrating. I was diagnosed in July of 2021. It's more of a celebration, I guess, after the double mastectomy anniversary date, because like you're not celebrating, obviously, 4 years of dealing with cancer. I don't even know. I don't even know what like the right terms are that you're supposed to use when you post stuff on social media, whatever. Today is a sad day for me just because it's been a year since my mom passed, literally today. So obviously there are a lot of thoughts about her and just trying to process that she's still not here, that she's trying to process still, that she's not here. But I've been on the tamoxifen since shortly after my double mastectomy in August of 2021. Obviously that messes with your system. Then I was on the Lupron, put me into menopause, so that messes with your hot flashes. I still don't even know what side effects really I have, other than the immediate ones from the Zometa infusion, so I'm not even going to go there. That's a whole other playlist. I think I'm pretty sure I made a playlist for the Zometa infusions. Actually, I know that I did. But it's pills, it's all medication, which kind of brings me to the whole dentist thing, because I went for a cleaning this morning. So yeah, the tamoxifen, then I started taking gabapentin to counteract the hot flashes I was getting from the tamoxifen and then exacerbated from the Lupron. And I guess the gabapentin was working for a time, and then it just seems like it wasn't. So I tried to just suck it up and wasn't in a good place, and started meds about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months after I finished the Lamictal. You can rewind to that because that was a very dark time for me. I'm not in a dark place anymore, thank God, because that was not a good time at all. And once that all got settled down, and that's been about 1.5 years now that I've been off the Lupron, and things have settled down with my with both the side effects of the Lupron and the side effects from coming off of the Lupron. My body seemed to go through some withdrawal or something by not having the Lupron injections anymore, so that threw me obviously for a loop. So for some reason, I assume it's because the gabapentin's just not really working anymore. I take 100 milligrams in the morning and 100 at night. Don't really have hot flashes or night sweats or anything at night anymore. But they started, like I said, it wasn't working. I noticed that I was sweating through clothes again, and it's now summer here, and I didn't want to have to go through all that, and it's just it's exhausting having hot flashes. I know people joke about menopause and stuff, and it's no joke, man. Men will never understand what it's like. Although I do hear that, I take that back. Most men won't understand what it's like. From what I understand, men that have had prostate cancer, there's also like obviously a hormone part of having prostate cancer, because there are men who are on Lupron as the treatment for prostate cancer. Maybe other cancers too, I don't know. But they will also have obviously hormone fluctuations where they have hot flashes. So the whole role, again, I'm not a medical doctor. This is just my piecemeal stuff that I'm learning from, my own appointments and stuff. But hormones are what regulate your body temperature. So it's like being a dog going outside, like you can't regulate your body temperature anymore. The weird thing is, like, I have jeans on right now and this top that I just got here. I'll even show you. I just got this from Stitch Fix. I feel like it shows my boobs in a weird way, but I'm trying to just get over it because my legs are pretty skinny. But I like that it's flowy here and stuff, but when I let go of it, it's like all I see is like, boop, scars. But now you can't unsee it. I don't know. I have my last nipple tattooing, by the way, in a couple of weeks. Anyway, why was I talking about my shirt? Somebody made a comment on here. Some guy made a comment on here saying that it's hard to follow my vlogs because I'm all over the place. And I'm like, yes, if you've been on all these medications and you've gone through cancer treatments and you've been through menopause, not just once, but twice, that happens with your head, that you're all over the place. And not all the time. I'm a very successful and effective tutor. My students do wonderfully now, most of them, the ones that try. No, I'm all over the place when it comes to this stuff because it's hard to, everything is so interwoven. But anyway, looping back to what I was saying before, the Celexa, I thought I would stay on it. Like I had a check-in after a month to let her know how things were going. And I told her that I felt like, by her, I mean the oncology nurse, I told her that like in general, I felt like a cloud was lifting, like from my head and my thinking, and more like becoming re-becoming like who I used to be personality wise. And like, I feel emotion again, and I can smile, legitimately smile and be happy for someone, or, go to take a walk or a hike or something and enjoy the birds and the chipmunks and all that stuff. And she's like, that's great. She's like, but they can't keep me on the med because it's having that effect on me. That's more of a psychiatric thing than it is like an oncology thing, which again, they're both kind of interwoven because menopause. But anyway, so she's like, if they're not helping with the hot flashes, like they would need to switch that care over to somebody else, which I understand. But I noticed I went a full day without having any hot flashes. Like a week ago, last week. And then I just noticed, because usually like towards the end of the day, like around dinner time is when they really start up. And I wasn't doing anything different. Watching TV, doing my typical stuff. Even after a long tutoring day too. And I didn't have a hot flash at all. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. So I have a little chalkboard in my place, and I erased it, and I put no HF, and I started tallying. So I tallied the one, and then the next day I didn't have any either. I'm like, interesting, after 4 years or whatever. So put another tally mark. And before all this cancer stuff, by the way, I was perimenopausal for a while, and that like my periods were slowing down, more haphazard, like I wasn't on a monthly routine at all. And I remember I was taking a course, and I had a hot flash during the course, and I'm like, so that's what this is. Like, that's kind of interesting. All of a sudden you just get all warm. Oh, little naive Jen. But that was the first time I ever had a hot flash, and that was 2019. It was right, or maybe early 2020. It was right before the pandemic shut down. So yeah, how cutesy. And then obviously cancer treatments, I had them all the time. So anyway, so I was up to 4 days in a row, and then I had a hot flash. But I take it with a grain of salt, so I'm still counting my tabs or my tallies in a row. because I was upset. Like I said, it's been a year since my mom passed, so there's obviously been a lot of, sad triggers that have been popped up. And that's why I was crying. So like, I think anyone would get overheated or whatever because of that. So that happened, but I'm not like carrying that as a, it's just a small little bump in my tally journey. So I'm up to 4, 5. If I go today, it'll be 6, which is almost a week, which is really a big deal because you just feel more human. Like I can wear red, like if I'm sweating like a pig, I can't wear red because I'm going to have like a sweat mark down my back. And I don't want to have to go back to wearing all like black clothes, which may be fashionable, but like, I want to have some color too in my life. So anyway, it seems like the Celexa is working. Knock on wood. That's not wood, but whatever. Knock on the wood that's on my bookcase. So the dentist this morning, I just went for a cleaning. Nothing big. I've noticed I'm having more bleeding with my gums. And he's like, there's nothing like wrong. I've had a bump in my mouth for like 6 months now or so. And of course, where's your head go? You have a bump that wasn't there before. And I'm like, great, now I have oral cancer too. So I had a different hygienist who was like awesome. She was so sweet and she was so like nurturing and gentle and told me what she was doing before she did stuff, because they have like, these new and improved ways of doing dental cleanings. Complimented me on how well I brush. See, I really have teeth. Did an x-ray of that spot. So of course the doctor comes in and I immediately go into like, fuck, like what am I gonna learn? What is it gonna be? Blah, blah, blah. I had a root canal in that tooth, so I knew I didn't need another one, or I thought I didn't need another one. I didn't need another one. And he's asking me, he's asking me like how I'm doing and what's going on with my health. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a freaking story every time I go check in with someone that I haven't seen in a long time, and the whole like allergy things happened since then. So I filled him in on that, told him about the med changes, told him about being done with like the Zimeta infusions, because that's a big deal. I finished that just about a year ago. So, changes. There's so many moving pieces. So anyway, he looked at the spot and he's like, oh, is that the same spot as last time? No, it's on the other side. I don't even remember having a spot the last time. And I'm like, great. So maybe that one was precancerous and now this is the real deal. And I've only been seeing him for like a year because my regular dentist recently retired. So he doesn't know me like in and out. But he needs to understand that like my paranoia is warranted because of all the stuff that I've been through. So I just remind him, because advocating is important. You can't stop advocating for yourself ever. Even when they say like, oh, your gum seems sensitive or whatever is sensitive. Yep, they are sensitive, and I'm sensitive. My body is sensitive too. Facts. I don't need to be like proving that like I'm not sensitive. Like I can handle it with the rest of the whatever. Anyhow. So fast forward, it turns out that bump is a bone spur. I have never been so happy to learn that I have a bone spur. I have a bone spur in my foot from an injury, but I'm like, did someone hit me or something? Like, and that's why I have a bone spur. But apparently that happens sometimes if you have a root canal. But he looked at it for quite a while. And I said to him, like, are you sure it's not a tumor? Because I don't want something to be mistaken for something else. And, he said they'd keep an eye on it. They did an x-ray last year. They'll do another one next year. Would an oral tumor show up in an x-ray? I don't know. I'm just like taking it as it comes. I guess the only thing that's concerning me right now is my PTH levels are still high. And depending on who you talk to, some say like, uh-oh, why? And some say like it's not a big deal. It's probably a side effect of the Zimeta. And the thing with the Zimeta is, even though my last infusion was a year ago, or just about a year ago, the whole point of the Zimeta infusions is that they last in your body for a long time. So am I just going to have elevated PTH levels for like the next 5 years or something? I mean, it's great that the infusions stay in your body so long because it keeps your bones strong, keeps the cancer away from your bones, which obviously you don't want to have cancer in your bones. but just knowing I have, that elevated number is concerning, because in the beginning when I had that elevated number, they thought it was only because I had a kidney stone, and then I had some dental issues, like a bunch of dental issues, which I don't usually have. Then I had got COVID, and then like I found out about the cancer, and I'm like, and that was just through a random, not random, but through a not emergency MRI. They just wanted to do a baseline MRI on me because, things were opening up after COVID, and it was time to just get started again with regular doctor's appointments. So dental health, it's almost like this little secret spy underneath it all. It's like people don't like take dental, like your dental health very seriously when you're talking about your whole body. But when your gums are very sensitive, like it's usually a sign that something's off. And I mean, aside, if you have good dental care, I mean, I brush and floss and water pick and do all the things, but you can't take your dental health for granted. I feel like it's this little, side person who's like, hey, something's going on, we're gonna make your gums bleed, and then you have to figure out what's going on. Yeah, and that's what happened before I was diagnosed. So of course my head goes there. But the dentist said, he's like, it's a systemic thing because of the meds that I'm on. And I mean, there's no one answer. There's too many moving pieces to truly understand. But it's not like I'm not brushing enough, and it's not like I'm not, flossing enough or whatever it is. It's just frustrating because, like, obviously you want all the answers to what's going on in your body. And sometimes it's cancer related, and sometimes it's just I'm getting older, I don't know, I'm 53. Like, shit happens when you get older. Sometimes it's just because you had a root canal a long time ago and it creates a bone spur, whatever. So she gave me a fluoride treatment. I should be right as rain. And usually like it lasts for a little while and then it goes away, which is great. But the Scanxiety thing is real, Anytime anything abnormal pops up, of course it makes you concerned. And you have a right to be concerned. Having gone through this, cancer diagnosis, man, like changes everything. And you become like your own parent where, my mom's not here to nurture me as I'm, in the dentist chair, not wanting to be there, but knowing I need to be there. So you have to speak up yourself. And even when she was done, I thanked her for being so gentle with me and nurturing and informative with whatever she was doing. She explained stuff because the way that they did, like, the cleaning was different from what they usually do. So I thanked her for that. People yell and gripe when things are going wrong, but it's important too to tell people when they're doing things that are working for you too. It just reminds you that more people are on your team. Yeah, so just wanted to pop on relatively quick, let you guys know that, and I'll keep uploading. I'm just behind. Like right now it's it's June. Why am I guessing the date? Oh my gosh, my mom passed a year ago today. It's June 9th. It's crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna have some lunch and just chill and be kind to myself. The last little shout out I will say, I got a variety of Stitch Fix clothes. They're very hit or miss for me. I've had kind of a love-hate relationship with whoever my stylist is through Stitch Fix. And their clothes, I have to say, their clothes were really pricey, and I made some comment like I'm buying pricey things because I think they'll last, and then they don't last, and I'm kind of getting annoyed. So now they're sending me stuff that seems to have lower prices, but it's the same brands I've been using before. I don't know. So this little shipment thing that they sent me was actually like, originally I was like, oh, I'll just keep everything because you get a 25% discount if you keep all of it. But they have a sundress that when I bend over, you can like totally see my boobs, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. But the other clothes are accentuating more this area, because one of the perks of having reconstruction is like, I love how my face isn't even in this, is that like I can wear things without a bra. So like they sent me a few shirts, and I have a black one. I'm not sure how I feel about this one because I should make this go higher to give me a more flattering angle. Anyhow, so yeah, I feel like this makes like my boobs look wide, but I don't really care. And for me, see this line that's here, that's not actually, or maybe it is my scar, but like my boobs end down here. It's just because I'm not wearing a bra. But it's kind of cool that I can not wear a bra. And people, like, if I'm wearing a shirt like this, it's like you can focus on my big guns. If you push, there is a little muscle there. Well, you can focus on my shoulders and things that like I have control of to work out. You know, even though for me, my eyes go here, for other people, it's like my eyes go, their eyes go, you know, here, or, you know, my pretty hair, or whatever. And then I can wear a jacket over it because it's actually kind of chilly out today. So, yeah, so I got a bunch of shirts that had either spaghetti straps, which don't work as well. This style of neck seems to work well. It gives some movability here too, because the lymph node stuff, it still feels like weird. And I just myself have to get over the weirdness of my boobs, like, and how they shift or don't shift. I don't know. So, all right, that's it. That's my relative shout out to Stitch Fix, because sometimes they really get it wrong. But I haven't had a shipment from them in like 2 months or something, and with the weather getting warmer and I lost all my clothes from the flooding, rewind 2 years, I needed to like restock. So, so that's where I am. So, yeah, I hope you continue to find these helpful, even though things are settling down. But it's good that they're settling down, because no news is good news, you know? So yeah, I feel like I did a vlog on that. I don't even remember. I had a check-in with, at the breast center. That went really well. And even though it's been 4 years since my surgery, I do have to send a message in the gateway to understand why they took out so many lymph nodes here when like none of them turned out to be positive for cancer. So like, why did you take out 6 or 7 lymph nodes when they were all negative? I don't understand that. And my original breast surgeon moved to Texas, so I can't ask her, but they can look it up and see what's going on. So that's the next thing to do, but not today. Today I need to be nurturing with myself as I process my mom not being here for a year. Yeah, be kind to yourselves today, you know? Treat yourself nice. If you need to rest, then rest. It's okay. And I'll catch up soon. All right, bye everyone.